was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
Look out for Charlie.
I want him down.
So as soon as I release these videos about how to hunt and the noises in the middle of nowhere, coincidentally, Mr. Ballen comes out with this video called Feral People Hunt Teen Hiker. And as soon as I saw it, I said out loud, watch, this is going to be about that girl that thought she saw something, but then continues to just hear something following her for a couple weeks. It wasn't. It was about another case, but they're all really similar. And you need to put your thinking cap on for this and think about the coincidences. It seems like back in the day and up till about 2010 or so, that whenever this would happen to people, there would be a visual cue in the beginning, and then they wouldn't see anything physical after that. What that would do is it would leave it up to your mind. So your mind would begin to weave these stories because you would have to figure it out and rationally think it through, even though nothing that was happening was rational. So let me give you a couple examples. There was the NASA guy that was hunted by demons. He left NASA and he was working for his brother's company and was told to be somewhere at exactly 5:30 p.m. or whatever. And when he got there, there was like this exorcism going on, and the woman pointed at him, and that was the last time he actually saw a physical person. After that, then it turned into this haunting and these demons and all this stuff. So there was like a visual cue in the beginning. The girl that was hiking thought she saw something, and then after that, she could only hear this thing chasing her through the forest for weeks. This has happened multiple times. Multiple times, where the person that survived told the same story over and over. Then you have cases like the record executive from Seattle who ran into a witch, and because he wouldn't go home with her or whatever, she said she was going to curse him. And then that was the visual cue. And then after that, these crazy things began to happen until he was found dead in his apartment. That's how this stuff happens. There's a visual cue. And it doesn't seem to happen anymore. It seems as though the entire thing is left up to the person's imagination. But in this story, this guy graduates high school and decides that he's going to hike the entire Pacific Crest Trail. And while he's doing it, he runs into these two people in white that look like the people who kidnapped Elizabeth Smart, right? In these Jesus outfits. So he makes his tent and goes to bed at night. And then he wakes up the next day, and the food that he hung up in the tree is gone, and there are boot prints around his camp, right? So that puts him on high alert. And then after that, the same things begin to happen. He thinks he sees a flashlight at some point, but the key point is he hears whispering coming from every direction around him. He can't tell what direction the whispering is coming from. And that is a telltale sign of an audio sonic weapon. It is very hard to determine the direction of the audio. And this continues and continues. It happens multiple times until the point where he thinks he sees a flashlight flash on and off on his tent, and then sees that flashlight later. That actually happens too. Think about the Yuba 5, right? And the guy that was broke down in the Volkswagen thinks he sees a flashlight shining into his car for a minute, and then it goes away. And he saw things like that through the entire night. And you have to put your thinking cap on and pay attention to a lot of these cases from the 90s and early 2000s through the first decade of the 2000s, where a visual cue was used in the very beginning before it ramped up for this person. And eventually this guy gets the crap scared out of him and abandoned his hike right at the end and gives up because he's scared that these people are following him. It's impossible for them to find him where he's going. He would find these isolated spots and go 300 feet off trail. And, these whispers and sticks breaking and these noises would still find him. And the reason why it's so unbelievable to him is because it really is impossible. It's impossible for it to happen. So you really have to think about this stuff and think about what it is and what they're doing. And with that said, let's talk about the How to Hunt audio a little bit further. So a couple days ago or whatever, I released a video on How to Hunt's What the F Was That Sound, recording a video and heard something creepy. I analyzed the audio in that, and I decided that I was going to go even deeper into the frequencies just for me. But what I found at the very end of it, well, all the way through it, but at the very end of it is important. I decided that I should probably put it in a video and show you. So let's take a listen to that, and we'll get through it and just get to the end part. There are some very, very interesting things that I found. So just like before, we'll start off where How to Hunt is talking here.
I said I understood, but did not care who said.
Now you can hear a computerized female sounding voice talking there. Let's play it again. Now if you listen to that, there is no distance. It's not far away from the mic. When you tweak these sounds, they lose their distance because the distance is an illusion. And it becomes very close, flat up against the microphone or flat on the recording. Let's keep going. There's another voice there. I'm not even going to get into what I think it says. I'm just playing it for you. I'm only going to talk to you about the last one. It's very nefarious. It's very creepy what is being said. That's why I don't want to get into it. Maybe I'll get into it another time, but it's really weird. That's a computerized voice. It almost sounds like a radio that's half out of tune. Like Star Wars. Like a Star Wars voice. And no, it's not aliens. It's not gnomes. There's a voice there. Then there's another voice here. There's voices through the whole thing, but the important part is here. This is right before he starts talking again. A voice comes in that was in the ELF region before in the recording. It was a very low rumble. You could barely hear it. But it actually says, "The target's been tricked." I'm going to play it for you. It says, "The target's been tricked." Let's loop it here. "The target's been tricked." What's that doing out in the forest, out in the middle of nowhere? Put on your thinking cap when you hear this stuff. The target's been tricked. The target's been tricked. And that's all you need to hear. That's the most important part of that audio. Sounds like it could be target or subject. Listen to it, make up your own mind. But tricked is there, and it's just very weird. It's very strange. And when I say target, I do not mean something like targeted or TI. People need to quit using that terminology. But anyway, it's there, and it's all pretty weird. And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie. They're just frequencies, dude. Man-made frequencies. That's it.
No! No, 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 no! No! Not this fucking time! No fucking way! No fucking way! No fucking way! No fucking way!
Let that son of a bitch think. I want him dead.